Top of the morning, lads, and welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to be talking about the 5 things I dislike about my 2017 Mustang EcoBoost. Now, disclaimer, I absolutely do love this car, but there are a few things that I noticed after about almost 2 weeks of owning this car that annoy me and are very, very bothering. So let's go to the secret spot and we will talk about it right now. Okay, we are here in the secret spot. Here's the 5 things that I kind of dislike about the car. Number 1 is the light cluster. If you guys own this model of Mustang, you guys know that on one side of the odometer, which would be your RPM cluster part, it shows one part of your light, and then on the other side where your speedo is, it shows the other part of your light that your fog light would be on. So you have your daytime running light. So say right here, let me turn this on. You have your daytime running light right here, and you come way over here and you have your fog light. It would be much better if both of them were on the same side, just so you don't have to really look over to make sure both are on, especially if you're, obviously in a foggy situation. That's number 1. Number 2 is there is no digital speedometer. So we're in the trip 1, trip 2 fuel economy, fuel history, trip 1 again. So if you go back to your gauge mode, you would think it would be there. So all you have is your cylinder head temp, your inlet air temp, your oil pressure, your oil temp, and your voltage. And then you also have all this stuff right here. Obviously you have your boost, all that great stuff. So that's, well, 1 and 2 things that I really dislike about this Mustang. Number 2 is the Ebrake. So number 2 is the Ebrake. So I'm gonna put my foot on the brake here and put down the Ebrake, and you can see right here the Ebrake is down, but you have a lot of play in your Ebrake. You would think it would be all the way down so you don't unaccidentally engage it by clicking up. Well, it's kind of hard to click it, but if you click it up on accident, and you can see my Ebrake is engaged. So that's one thing I wish that they would have fixed, or that they would have, addressed before selling the car. Let's pop that back up. Number 2, or number 3 actually 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is the visibility. So you're looking at me right now, and if I'm looking over my left shoulder, I can't see a thing. Like, you can even just looking over there, you can't see out of your blind spot. You have to use your indicators. Or not indicators, you have to use your blind spot detector right there. It's not even a detector, it's just an extra little mirror right there so you can see your blind spots. The visibility on my right side is phenomenal. I can actually see, for the most part, if a motorcycle is coming past me, I won't be able to see. I have to actually use my mirrors like you should. But that's another thing that is wrong with the car. Now, we're gonna come outside to the trunk. So we were at the trunk. Obviously, you can open up your trunk by using this button right here that I mentioned in a previous video. But when you close the trunk, now you would think it'll be easy to close. Well, it does it this time, but for the most part, you actually have to slam your trunk down. It doesn't do it easily, so yeah, they need to fix that. You actually have to physically slam your trunk down to close it. Once again, back in the car. Now, obviously, it is a 2-door coupe, and you have no room for a car seat for the most part. Now, as you can see, it's a mess back here. Don't worry about that. But you have, I have a base for my nephew. I pick him up from daycare every week. But getting him in the car is very difficult. I literally have to slide him in from the top to bottom so he can sit down, and buckling him in is really difficult for the most part. Now, Obviously, if you don't have any kids like I do, I mean, I have my nephew, but that's about it. I mean, it's not a problem. You don't really have to worry about it. Yeah, having a kid in the car is not ideal, especially in a two-door car with a back seat that can hold barely anything. Now, once again, I do love this car. This car is phenomenal. I love it to death, but those are just some of the things that I dislike about the car. There's obviously the next video is going to be, you know, a million things I love about this car. That'll be a next week video for you guys, or later on this week. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If there's things that you don't like about your Mustang, go ahead and pop it down in the comments below. And once again, guys, stay focused, guys. Be safe, and I'm out.